Craig James here from masculinebydesign.com on Twitter at masculinedesign. Give me a follow there. I want to talk this morning about the recent, I don't want to call it an epidemic, but the recent trend that is going on in society where it's become in vogue to attack men, to attack males, to attack masculinity. The most recent evidence of that is the Gillette ad that essentially paints all men as unjustly violent, sexual assaulters, men who engage in activities that are decidedly immoral, painting us with a broad brush, like all men do these things just because a few of them, a small subset of the population of males do them. And as a lot of analysis has gone into this and a lot of outrage, a lot of good, thoughtful responses have been put out there. One question that has bubbled to the surface that I haven't heard anybody answer, but obviously I have not watched all of the responses, all of the commentary out there, but I've not heard an answer to the question of why will you never see a similar video, a similar advertisement, a similar campaign put out about the immoral acts of women. You know, we see it all the time with men. It's everywhere. If it's not a commercial that Gillette is running, it's on CNN or Fox or whatever news channel you turn on. You know, there's a mass shooting and there'll be commentators all over the place talking about how, you know, hey, look, it's another man. You know, this is evidence of toxic masculinity. This is something that is unique to men. Only men go out and kill a bunch of people. And while there is a trend there, because men do tend to be more violent, we have greater capacity to conduct acts of violence, we also can conduct those acts in a manner that is just. And most often that is how men use that capacity. Now, women have their own capacities, their own propensities for things like security, financial stability, hypergamy, these issues that are unique to women that also are exhibited in very immoral ways at times. Yet you won't see videos put out about it. You won't see campaigns run about how women abort 1.5 million babies every year in the U.S. alone. Women murder 1.5 million humans every single year in the United States. You won't see a campaign about that. You won't see a campaign about women who get pregnant intentionally by a man that they're with without his knowledge. You won't see a commercial or an advertisement or a campaign put out about women who have sex with multiple men and convince one of those men that child that is birthed as a result is his, even though she knows it's not, or at least she knows it's possible that it's not, and that man raises the child as his own. You won't see a campaign about that. You won't see a campaign about the false rape accusations that women engage in at times, or any other issues that are uniquely female. Things that women do that are immoral. Why is that? I'll tell you why that is. The reason that you will not see a commercial, an advertisement, a smear campaign that paints women with the kind of broad stroke brush that men are being painted with today is because a corporation or an entity that decided to do that would have hell to pay financially. They can paint men with a broad brush. They can paint all men as sexual abusers. They can paint all men as being unjustly violent. They can do that because it will not hurt their bottom line. In fact, it will likely help their bottom line. I wouldn't be surprised if Gillette ends up having a better year, a better quarter, because of this smear campaign that they put out against men. If a similar campaign were to go out about women, however, the financial ramifications of that would be very undesirable. The reason behind that is because women are the financial controllers of the home. Of course, there are exceptions, but in general, that is true. Girlpowermarketing.com has a statistic that says 75% of women identify as the primary purchasing decision makers of the household. 75% of the homes that women live in, they are the key decision maker on matters of purchasing decisions. This is why a company can virtue signal with campaigns aimed at denigrating masculinity, aimed at denigrating men. Because a majority of those who would purchase their products, purchase the products that their advertisers are putting on as you're watching their programs, the majority of those who will make the decision to purchase those products will not be the same people that they are smearing. It will be women. That is also why you will not see a smear campaign put out against women, because they know that if they were to smear women with the same kind of broad brush that they smear men with, that their revenues would hurt. Somebody would have to answer for that. Shareholders would be upset and demand somebody's head for it. You don't see that when they put out these campaigns against men, because women control most of the purchasing power in the home. Now, we can have a different discussion about why that is and how men need to start taking the lead in financial matters, but the fact of the matter is, it's expedient and often strategic that a woman would be the decision maker on financial matters in the home from a small scale perspective. Of course, if you're buying something like a car or a home, that shouldn't be the case. I have no problem delegating the responsibility of purchasing groceries and household cleaning items and hygiene items to my wife. Now, my wife is an exception. She will not continue to purchase Gillette products because she's seen this video. We are on the same page. But most women, it won't matter to them, or it will embolden them. They will pump their fists in the air and shout amen at what they saw in that Gillette ad, and when they hear masculinity being denigrated on a near daily basis, if not a daily basis. The feminists among us, they are completely on board with that message. So the feminists will continue buying, if not further increase their buying activity when they see these videos. The women who are neutral will do nothing different. And the percentage of women who would actually take offense to that ad and have it influence their purchasing decisions is minuscule. All in all, I believe that the difference that Gillette will see in their bottom line will actually be a positive one. That is a problem. Still, they will not do the same thing with women because it will not be a positive impact to their bottom line. That's really all I have, guys. I just wanted to answer that question. You see a lot of questions out there about why men. Why are men in the crosshairs today? We're an easy target. That's why. For the most part, we sit back and take it. Now, I'm very encouraged by seeing men like myself and a lot of the men that I associate with pushing back, starting to change the course of the conversation. The Overton window in society has changed to such a degree where even to talk about the positive attributes of masculinity is almost taboo. And that has to change, and it is changing, I believe. But as it currently stands, we're not doing enough. We have to continue to get the message out there of the positive aspects of masculinity, when men sacrifice of themselves to save the lives of others, to help those in distress, to answer the call on the battlefield, to keep our country safe from enemies, foreign and domestic. We need to start shining the light on positive examples of masculinity because they are far more abundant than the negative ones. But it's the negative ones that get the play, because the negative ones are what get shares and clicks, and that's what go viral and what gets the most exposure. And at the end of the day, that's what gets the most out of the advertising dollars that a company would invest in creating such campaigns. For the time being, the same cannot be said for women, and it is up to us to be pointing out the issues where women are falling short. It is okay to fight fire with fire. Now, we should do so in a more reasonable manner. Not necessarily saying that because a small percentage of women engage in certain behaviors, that means all women are toxic. I don't think that's fair. Just like it's not fair to paint all men as sexual harassment perpetrators. So that's all I have, men. If you have any comments about this, leave them below this video. If you enjoyed this video, share it on social media. Share it with your friends, your family members. See what they think about why these campaigns continue to go out denigrating masculinity, yet nothing is ever said about the problems facing women today that are being perpetuated by women today. Give me a follow on Twitter at Masculine Design. Check out the blog at masculinebydesign.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter there, or go directly to my sign up page at masculinebydesign.com/newsletter. And I want to say thank you. The subscriber base to my videos has been growing. This message is getting spread. I appreciate all of you who are getting on the front lines and sharing the message of masculinity. As I just said moments ago, that's what it's going to take. We need this message to get out there, most importantly to reach the ears of men, but everybody needs to hear the value and the purpose behind the innate masculinity that every man has been endowed with by his creator. That's all I have for today, men. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Craig James. I'm out.